Hello, I'm Regdrin.
I like trains.
Oh, you and me are going to have some words. Because the trains do not like us.
Mm-hmm.
This is Channel 7 News.
This is Lanny York for Channel 7 News. We've just received word that more of the so-called Burners gang have been captured in an intense dockside battle that exploded this month. The Burner gang pinned fire and paramedic crews in the East Side shipping yard and rigged the surrounding buildings with explosives. T-Zero fought its way into the area and saved thousands of innocent people. Also, political activist Gabe Peeps is in the news again. It seems the controversial information Peeps presented about Adam Wolf was false. Peeps was apparently trying to discredit the T-Zero leader to gain public support for himself. Also, the activist was apparently using public money to suppress his history of illegal activity. Police went to arrest Peeps late last night, which sparked a dramatic, high-speed pursuit that ended at the Mexican border. Peeps escaped, and police are working with Mexican authorities to find him. Meantime, the president has issued T-Zero a first priority order. That enables them to use any means necessary to combat gang aggression and take back our city. With Wolf in the clear and a blessing from the president, T-Zero is set to take control. But the news isn't as positive for Mayor Riot. Confidence in the mayor is slipping due to his failure to suppress the gangs and growing suspicion of his motives. In other news, the city's largest prison is full. More than 300 inmates were admitted last month alone, according to a report from the Judicial Committee. Many of them are direct arrests by Nick Mason, T-Zero enforcer. New information is coming in now about more gang attacks. The Burner gang has apparently taken over the St. Valentine Street station. Many people are said to be trapped. Eyewitnesses report that explosions have been heard. T-Zero is on the way. We'll have more on this story as it unfolds. Channel 7, first for news in your city.
Any means necessary? What's left?
I know, we were just holding back so much these last few missions. Alright, before I really tackle what went on in that news cast, I want to talk about the mechanics that we're going to have to deal with in this next sequence, because there's a few.
Okay. We're going to be stuck on a single platform being shot at all the time.
Also, the Burners apparently were not good enough to be able to make us a bomb that did not beep.
Well, it worked, didn't it?
I guess so. People are dumb.
What the hell's going on? Was that a bomb?
Oh, I don't know. Well, in addition to the problems of angles of fire, this is a double escort mission.
Yep. We need to protect our paramedic and the train driver.
This is the only point in the game that is as bad as it is about that.
Hey, what the fuck happened back there? I lost all hydraulics a while ago.
That guy was...
The controller can't find a way of slowing us down. We're gonna be arriving at the station a lot sooner than expected. What the hell? Looks like we've got another train coming up.
more calm than expected considering what I was pointing at him.
Look, he lives in a city with the Burners.
Well, the guy that pops up from above is a new sort of enemy, I guess. He fires both of his guns at once and then retreats, making lining up a good shot kind of tough. And that's what we were talking about before with the all angles thing. The Burners have hijacked another subway train and are doing this. Now the only reason, and that's the other thing, Burners are going to appear at both sides and attack the people we are supposed to protect. It is annoying, I don't like it, I'm glad this sort of thing only happens once.
Oh yeah, they're going to be shooting from the train too.
Yes, sometimes they will shoot from the train to the people we're supposed to protect as well. And their computers, they have no trouble aiming, but the train is constantly moving, so it took some practice for me to be able to pull this off.
I think this is harder than some of the later missions we're going to be doing.
I'd say there's maybe one or two missions that are harder than this. Although it gets a lot easier after we're done with this sequence. Well, once we clear out the first side train, another one is going to show up, by the way. And the only reason that I can think of that the burners would go to all that trouble to secure 2 trains after blowing this one up is that they know that my character is on the train and that the bomb might not be enough to kill him. And they consider it worth it to do all this. But that seems properly action movie for me, so I guess I'll roll with it.
Well, considering that you've arrested like 100 guys and killed 400...
Yeah, okay, well, that actually does bring up the newscast. I can only assume that Mason has been arresting people between full missions, because I don't recall the numbers that were brought up in the news. I'm not that nice. Well, to the extent that using Force Lightning on people is nice.
Oh yeah, and all of these guys in the train are going to be using machine pistols.
Yep, they love machine pistols on this mission.
Hey, I can help you with that.
Thankfully, the paramedic is never that far away.
Yeah, this is the worst situation, where you've just gone to the back to get medpack, and then someone starts attacking the train driver. Luckily, that only happened to me once.
Nick, you're going to be fine. You're lucky. The driver never made it. I think you were thrown from the train. Tara's gonna be okay. We got her out 20 minutes ago. I don't think the cop who was with you is ever going to get on a train again. I think you'll be fine to carry on. There are squads of police in the tunnels ahead, but I hear it swarming with that.
Yeah, I was just thrown out of the train and they said, okay, pick yourself up, you've got work to do.
Well, you're good for it, aren't you?
Well, yeah. We're not done with the escort part yet. And this is especially bad because if you don't know where the enemies are going to show up ahead of time, well, it's a dark place, they attack from above in unexpected angles, so it's easy for the mech to get killed by someone that you didn't know was there.
Oh, and they're still using machine pistols all the time.
Of course they are. They pick up other weapons later, but I still consider the machine pistols to probably be the most dangerous gang weapon in the game.
So, what did you have to say about the newscast?
Well, I already talked about it a little bit, but there is something to add, which is, so Gabe Peeps fled the country to avoid a slander charge. How often does that happen?
Well, the thing is, he was also embezzling.
Oh, well, okay. Was that mentioned in the newscast?
Yeah, he said that he was using public money to cover up some of his less-than-legal activities.
Okay, maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. There's just so many things happening in the newscasts that I lose track sometimes. Almost missed that mask. This level in particular has a couple of masks that are very tricky to get at.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? Everything's on fire again.
Of course it's on fire. It's not a T0 mission without something on fire.
Remember to use your breather if you need to.
FC-16B advised. T0 is
Hey,
still
over
on
here.
site. Hold your current positions and
I think that the main benefit of having the pistol is that you can use a flashlight with it.
There's a squad of cops.
I find it more effective than the breather in finding your way around some places.
Good to see you, Mason.
Like this heat?
Heard you had a little trouble back there. There are more squads up ahead, but looks like we're on the wrong side of a gang stronghold. I reckon they've been running guns through this place
like this
for
heat?
months.
Yep, well, that's how it is, I
Look
guess.
out! Here they come! They're everywhere!
I haven't done that in a while.
What, blowing up a barrel?
Yeah, it's especially it's especially handy in that place because otherwise you'll have 3 machine guys shooting at you at once, and it's not easy to get a grenade over there.
Okay.
Thank you, person who definitely signed up for this.
Whoa! Close enough to do that.
Yep. Oh, hi. I could have blown this guy up too with a gas can, but
You needed the arrests.
yeah. That's the only thing that I don't like about the medals is that it prevents you, or at least disincentivizes you from doing some creative stuff. Like, I'm sure it would be fun to use the burner weaponry and, you know, find all the little things the game can say about how you brutally kill people, but if you want medals, you won't do that.
Well, sometimes I actually use one of the later burner weapons.
I mean, it's true that they get better as the game goes on. One of the side benefits of having better armed enemies.
Yeah, I think the only equipment that's enemy-only in this game is the rocket launcher.
Yeah, and, well,
I'm on it.
I kind of wish it was one of those hidden weapons that you can only unlock by getting all or almost all of the medals, because it seems like it would be fun. Well, thank you. Oh, one of my favorite cutscenes is coming up, I think. Well, after I take care of these guys who are hanging out from the ceiling. Wow, those bullets push you back far. The recoil on that really should have knocked him off his perch, but, well, action movie, also video game, so...
Yeah, guns don't have recoil unless they have to.
Unless the plot demands it. To be fair, my guns pretty much don't have recoil either.
Hurry up! I'm on it.
But you never really do more than one shot at a time.
There were a couple of times where I rapid fired, like in the train scene where I didn't always have enough time to line up a headshot. But most of the time, you are correct. However, the shotguns barely have any recoil either.
Oh, okay.
It's done.
Oh, here it is. Someone decides to be real smart here. And stand on the generator that looks like that.
What? They shouldn't say you'll never take me alive to T0.
Yeah, taking them alive is, well...
Secondary.
Secondary. We can do it if it's convenient. And we haven't already done a lot of it. Unfortunately, my aim is not so great here.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Now, here's a problem. There's a mask on that generator, and the game has already demonstrated how lethal it is.
Uh-huh.
So how do we solve this problem?
Shoot the generator?
Yes, this actually stumped me for a little bit because I had previously watched a playthrough where... Oh, yeah, I'll use burner weapons to make it look like they did it. That should get me off the hook. Also, I watched a playthrough where you could order the police to do that for you. And apparently, maybe that's an Xbox-only sort of thing, because I tried to do it but couldn't. Fortunately, the manual method also works. And wow, we just did a huge amount of property damage there, didn't we? Look, picking up the mask was super important.
It's evidence!
Medical crew en route to your position.
Oh, hostage taker.
Yep, and they've started using machine pistols now. Not that it changes our approach any. It just pushes us back more.
Stay behind the yellow line, folks.
Of course there was a train.
Thanks, man. They dragged Chico over to the other platform. We had an
To my
agreement.
knowledge,
They said
no
they'd
more
leave us
trains
alone.
go across there, by the
Chico
way.
has the key to the security shutter. You gotta get to him so we can get out of here.
The subway track is for event
okay?
trains only.
Yep.
Thank God. Listen up. I'll take this guy and make sure he's okay. We'll go over there. Come find me if you need fixing up.
Yes.
You need help?
Very yes.
I've got 2 more packs when you need them. This will help.
Right, so I need a plan for this.
No, you don't.
Die, fucker!
Speak for yourself.
Good, Mason.
Unfortunately,
Fuck off, you scum pig!
well, actually, it wasn't all bad.
Yeah, you're almost good on arrests.
Yep, they're also starting to throw pipe bombs.
Oh, those are nail bombs.
Well, those things can have some overlap.
Maybe.
The game does call them nail bombs, you are correct. Anyway, those are somewhat better than Molotovs.
Yeah, they're basically gang grenades.
Yeah. I don't use them because Riot grenades are better, as in they are also instant KOs and they give us medals. This situation is a little tough. Also, when I first tried to use grenades, I thought, wow, Mason has a really awful throwing arm. It wasn't until much later that I realized, oh, you hold the button down to charge it up and throw it further.
Yep.
I don't recall the game ever telling me to do this. But maybe it was some part of the manual that I didn't notice.
You got it right here. Yeah, it says so in the manual.
Okay. Well, it was my fault for only looking at the fluff stuff in the manual. So I guess it's, if you're good at using dynamite and blood, you can get used to using grenades in this game. Also, if you play blood and you're not good at using dynamite, you're in for a very bad time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it's 2 in this mission to make up for that mission where there wasn't any.
Yeah. There is an average of 1 hostage situation per mission. Oh, he's done.
Sure is. Oh, I wonder what's gonna happen this time. Man, that just caused another huge mess of property damage in.
Ah.
Your room is full of these fuckers. I'll get you in there. I am not going
Let's just walk really close to that obviously live and dangerous thing first, before I turn it off. There.
Mason, we spotted a gang leader in the ticket office. We can't get in.
Oh, gang leader time.
I really appreciate the game telling me about it this time. Especially because, since the gang members are more dangerous now, there's a little less time to identify them all before shooting. Oh, watch what the cop says after I do this.
shooting. Thanks. Hey, it's you, Mason. Wow. Do you need my help?
That was some nice stun gun shooting. Well, I won't deny that you probably need to do some nice shooting to get this far into the level, so it happened at some point.
Hey, you got one.
Yep. There we go. And there we go.
You have arrested, quote-unquote, the gang leader.
Riot grenades. So, flashbangs. They are not toys. They are designed to incapacitate people, but they are grenades and they do explode. Aside from injuring people, they were designed for use by the army. They're not supposed to be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think the original design was to help them kill people in rooms better.
Yeah.
I'll talk a bit more about them next time, I think, because we're getting towards the end of this mission.
Sorry, Chainsaw Man.
I don't think that actually counts as a chainsaw.
Yeah, it's a power saw.
To be fair, no one actually calls them chainsaws, so good on them for correct terms.
And that's it for the mission.
This is Sally Taylor outside the 5th Street Metro line. As the city's millions of commuters already know, today saw the closure of most of the network. What they don't know, however, is the reason why. At a press conference just now, we've learned that today T-Zero led an assault on the station, which resulted in the deaths of at least 50 gang members, the destruction of a train, and the closure of one major tunnel due to what experts are calling major structural issues. Nick Mason was escorted from the scene about 15 minutes ago, and extra fire crews have arrived at the station. There are, of course, many rumors as to why the train exploded and subsequently crashed, but Channel 7 News will be on scene to bring you the facts as we learn them. What is known, however, is that a major gang base has been found and neutralized by T-Zero. So today, our city is safer, once again thanks to Nick Mason. This is Sally Taylor for Channel 7.
Apparently I only used riot grenades 1% of the time.
Uh-huh.
I'm wondering if it counts the amount of time in the mission that you have them out as, well, your weapon.
You have unlocked emergency. Sewer.
Okay, we have a new emergency mission. We have more ammo for a weapon we don't use.
Hooray.
Oh! Massively is not an understatement.
If you thought the range was ridiculous before, oh boy.
Yeah, we've gone from lightning gun to so be it Jedi.
Well, in our last emergency mission, we covered the first of two letters called Jack's Plea.
The first, which was sent on November the 30th.
Yes.
So,
the second letter, well, first of all, when was it given?
1st of December.
So, not very long afterwards.
The very next day. And it is called Deathogram.
Critical to the city is being held hostage in this location by gang members. Again, only T-Zero is able to respond, so you're going in solo. This mission is covert. As usual, you have access to non-approved T-Zero.
So what special weapon do we get in this one?
I think that's the next version of the assault rifle. I don't actually like it as much as the assault rifle Mark I because the double zoom in makes it more complicated to use and it's usually overkill.
Okay.
So, this second letter is not from Mason's dad for reasons that will become apparent very quickly.
Deathogram, December 1st. Dear Nick, I'd hoped I'd never have to send this message, but things have changed in a big way since you headed out on your last tour. Your father was out on patrol yesterday as normal. He and Steve Zapparo had just arrived in the patrol car to investigate a warehouse break-in when a gang surrounded the car, smashed in the windows, and Molotoved it. Your dad didn't stand a chance. Zapparo managed to escape on foot but couldn't do anything to save Jack. Not only did they let him burn, but they held off the emergency services and backup with handguns as he fried. Nick, I know that me and your dad used to rib you for the choices you've made over the years, but hear me out. Right now, this new unit I'm heading up, name of T-0, needs men like you, who've seen the horror of war. With my connections, graduating the police academy is a formality. Just get your ass back here for Jack's funeral and maybe you can help take the battle to these bastards. With deepest condolences, Adam Wolf.
Yeah, alright. So, there were some things that I noticed by absence, such as, I'm sorry for your loss. The condolences thing was a footnote.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Well, I mean, he has priorities, so I guess I'll give him that. And we have this mission, which I'm not ashamed to say that I didn't get on my first try.
Yeah. I would also like to note that this is another indicator that this was not made by an American studio, because the idea of ribbing their boy over becoming a Marine.
Yeah. I think we mentioned that a little bit on the last note too, but it's definitely more obvious here. My guess is that in action movie land, being a Marine is a less difficult and dangerous job than being a cop. Oh, what just happened there? There's technically enough guys to get both the headshot and the arrest medals, but because they sometimes kill their own guys like that, it's really hard, and I eventually just went with what we're looking at right here.
Mm-hmm. Ah, you're learning to get some use out of those riot grenades.
Yep. I got, 5 arrests out of that one. You'd have to basically get in a gunning duel with almost all of them at once if you don't do that.
Yeah, those kinds of riot grenades do appear in SWAT 4, and they are the Stinger grenades.
I assume that the effect on people is not quite as good as in this game.
Yeah, it won't actually just, knock them out, but it'll make them think about things.
So, do you mean to imply that SWAT doesn't work exactly the same way as Urban Chaos Riot Response?
There are a few differences.
Like, how many headshots do you usually have to get in SWAT 4?
If you're good at it, none.
Well, that seems counterintuitive. Did you enjoy playing it?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, unlike this game, SWAT seems to concentrate a bit more on the characters involved.
Well, the thing is, SWAT 4 and the SWAT series in general are very procedure-based, very police procedure-based, because they are actually part of the Police Quest series.
Ah, yeah, and those also had an emphasis on the characters you had to deal with. Although, usually, in mission, your interaction with them is limited, the reports on them are pretty interesting.
In this game, it's gangs.
It's gangs.
The criminal horde.
And we are almost done with this mission. Well, they're made to be done fast. But yeah, I was one person short, and we've observed why.
Uh-huh.
Great job.
The city will thank you for this. I'll make sure of it.
So, did you eventually get the other medals in a second run?
Of course I did. I didn't do that on screen. In that run, I tried using smoke grenades more, and I appreciate them quite a lot, and I unlocked an assault rifle clip upgrade thing.
Okay.
So I believe that's about it. Thanks for watching.
Well, what'd you get from this,
Oh, yeah, good call. I was just... I was only thinking about what I got, from...
the second time.
Off-screen, yes.
You got the assault rifle 2.
You have unlocked the assault rifle, Mark II.
And the pistol Mark III.
Okay, yeah, I guess that is pretty significant, isn't it? We have a scoped pistol now.
That also does full auto.
Yeah, although I don't use that feature very much. Alright, now it's the end. Once again, thanks for watching.
And see you next time.